Hi to you all, my Recumbent friends. Here is Sofia. She is sweating so much because she is making some training on the smart trainer, on the indoor trainer. Will she make some records? I don't know. At the moment, actually, she's not training so much to make some world record, but in the future, who knows? So, welcome to the 6th episode of Recumbent by for Dummies, the show. We are here with our mascot. Let's call her Little Tiger. And Sophia, she is introducing it. So, what's the topic of the day? The topic of the day is about power. It's one of the main topics of the recumbent world. So let's introduce the topic of the week with its own title. Sophia, she's very proud. The topic of the week. Here we are. As usual. So, what's the aim of this episode? Today we are talking about power on the recumbent bike and power on the indoor trainer and power on the upright bike, on the road bike. So I'm saying it will be a 4-hour video of the idea of today because of course our videos are so long. But in this case, Sophia is saying, no, it's just a 10 minutes video. Don't be afraid about that. She's having a lot of fun with me with this episode. It is something I cannot translate in English, but it's like a joke, a very funny joke. So, why are we talking about that? Because on our Facebook page, Recumbent Riders, some riders just ask, can I push more power on the recumbent or on the classic road bike? Now I'm saying, Sophia is having so much fun, but at the end of the video I will have to add all these special effects to the video. It will be so long. So I'm saying I'm not the genius at work, the genius of the lamp, because I can answer at that question. But I'm not a genius, just only a rider that has made a lot of tests, let's say well-trained rider, not like the one of the picture. There are pictures about, those are old pictures about a film, taken from a movie that is Fantozzi, is very famous in Italy, in which there is this guy that is not so trained and have a very funny bike race. So, if you see those pictures, they are taken from that movie. Here I am on the smart trainer. It's not a smart trainer, but it's just an indoor training, very simple. And the thing is, just let's focus on the bike and on the power I can sustain and can push on the cranks. Don't mention aerodynamics or riding capabilities and so on. Just focus on the recumbent bike position. The thing is, many riders, recumbent riders, just tell, yes, you can have a lot of power on the recumbent bike because you can push very hard on the seat. While when you are on the road bike, you cannot, because you can sustain just the weight you have of your body. But it is not very clear that you can confuse power versus torque. You can have a very high torque but very low power. It depends on the speed you push, you rotate the cranks. So it just like this matter. And I want just to know with numbers, with my power meters, of course, they are very precise, they are the Assioma 1, just to have some different tests on of different durations, so 5 minutes, 20 minutes, and a Swift challenge, a Swift, as we see in this data, Swift race. The Swift race is between 35 minutes to 50. So the first test is about me in the road bike, and for the max effort for my physical type I can achieve 360, let's say 61 watts. It is an average value because I've made a lot of tests on these conditions, and it is for my physical type and for my actual training it is like that. On the Recumbent bike I use just the Rev 1, so the Rev has an adjustable seat, of course, and I can take it from 38 degrees to 35, that is the position I usually use for the outside rides, to a lower position of 30 degrees. I cannot go lower because there is not enough space, as you see in this part of the video, under the seat. But of course, other Recumbent riders can take the position to lower values. I cannot, but what I want to focus is just, even if it is not completely horizontal, is there a difference? Yes. When I had the test with the 38 degrees seat, the power went lower to 350 watts average. So it is 10 watts less than with the upright bike. And it is a value that I can see every time I ride, even outside. So the question is there a physical matter about this? And we are saying yes, because maybe it could be maybe too much simple, but the position is the one of the runner, is the same as you see in the picture. So maybe the human body is just designed for that position, for that level of power in that best position for itself. Maybe. So this is the evolution of man in the ages. And while I put the seat on the lower position, of course the power gets lower. It is 241, 240, and here there's another argument, there's another part that can be analyzed in different ways, but it is not just a matter of seat position. It's just the angle, it could be the angle between the spine and the legs. If you have a very open angle, you cannot sustain high power. If you have a not so low angle, you gain speed. The thing is, when I take the bike and rotate it while I have the same angle, I have the same power. This is on the indoor trainer. Outside is different. Outside is quite different because I cannot sustain that power for a lot of time. So for an hour, okay, it's okay, 50 minutes, but when I go upper than this value, there's a matter of blood circulation in my legs. I repeat, this is for my physical type and myself. I don't know about other riders, but I think it could be very close to these sensations and numbers. What I have seen is that if you have not a lot of power, if you are not a very trained rider, this value could be completely different. We are talking about, I repeat, quite trained riders, so good athlete. If you have a low power, low FTP, is not like that. Another thing is that if you can sustain with the seat the upper part of the spine and the neck, like in the HTH, you can regain some speed, you can regain some power. So maybe it is not just a matter of seat, but could be how your body is sustained on the seat But anyway, if you have a very low seat, that's the point. You cannot sustain the same power with you have with the upright bike. So let's talk about Zwift races. Zwift races are races that are half an hour, could be an hour, let's say not more than 1 hour races. It's a race, so you can rest a little, you can push, you may have to push hard, very hard, harder than your FTP value for a little period of time. So it's not a continuous power as in the test before. So with a, let's say 50 minutes race, or in this case just a 35 minutes race, my average power with the upright bike, with the road bike, was more than 300 watts. It was 306, 7, let's say 7 watts. A good value, of course, because it was not just a 20-minute effort, and the sensation was that I was very tired, but not completely exhausted. Sophia is taking a medal that was taken from the Cruise Bike Challenge. I have talked about the Cruise Bike Challenge. It is a virtual challenge that Cruise Bike organized on the forum, on its forum. Riders all over the world just collect data from Strava, and my friend Larry Osrum collect it and just take it to a mega data table, and at the end of this 20 weeks virtual race, there are some classifications. There is the classification of the rider that has gained more power, or the best average speed, like in this case, or the best power, or something like that. So this is a medal for me, for myself, because I reached an average speed in my rides. The best one was nearly 30 miles per hour. Of course, it was on my course preferred, or my best course I had. It was the Gatico course. So in one occasion I hit nearly 50 kilometers per hour, and it was the higher average speed for this 12 miles ride. So I was very satisfied, and I was very happy to have this medal. Let's go back to the data table for the Swiss race. So we have 300 and, let's say, 10 watts with the upright bike, 290 with the recumbent with the upper seat position, and 280 with the lower seat position. It is not just numbers, it's just a sensation. On the lower position, I cannot breathe well, my lungs are, let's say, contracted, are closed, my breast, I cannot sustain the power, while of course road bikes have other issues about position and so on. So if we stay under 1 hour, of course the upright bike, in this case we see in the data, is the best one. But what we see and what we are saying at the moment is that a recumbent bike is in the outside world is a completely different matter, because you have comfort, you have aerodynamics, and so on. And so on a, let's say, Gran Fondo course, think about a 140 kilometers ride or race, and 2000 meters uphill slope. In this case, the recumbent bike, for me, for my physical type, is faster. It's about 2 kilometers per hour faster on the average speed. So this is a lot. This is a lot, and this is because on the road bike I cannot rest. I cannot. The upper part of my body is always with all the muscle contracted, and so it's not the best position to staying for a lot of hours. while on the recumbent bike it's a completely different story. So the recumbent bike for me is always the fastest. The road bike is good, but it's good on a single climb, on a single effort. This is Matteo Salvini is an Italian politician. There's some fun. We are thinking about. They are talking about some jokes and so on. I cannot translate in English this part. So the thing is, maybe if we could walk on four hands, maybe the reclined position could be the best. But humans just walk on two legs. So on two legs, maybe the road bike is the best way because it's very similar to a two legs walk or running. I know it's simple. I know maybe it could be so simple, too much simple. But maybe there's something that the truth is in this way. In fact, the muscle I use, it is boring, all these matters are very boring, I know, but the muscle I use on the road bike are the same on the runners, while on the recumbent bike they are the same, maybe on the heavy is very similar, but they are used with a different timing. Okay, so we have had a lot of fun, even with Sofia. Sofia, she's very smart, she's smarter and smarter in these videos, and I love to talk with her, and I would like you to understand what she's saying, but maybe you can imagine. And okay. Sofia is saying, yes, you're fast because you have an electrical engine, an electrical motor on your bike. No, I don't have. Well, I could, because I'm getting older and older, and while I'm getting older and older, I haven't got a lot of hair on my head like Vettel. But Vettel is 33 years, so he's younger than me. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and this boring explanation, and we can see you in the next episode if you want. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.